Hi, I'm Tamara Zoner. Welcome to Spirit Cafe. Come in, sit down, and grab a cup of love. Hello, Spirit Cafe. Welcome to a new season. I'm Tamara Zoner, your host, and we're going to be spending this season, season 3, having conversations and hearing stories to perk up your soul. I want to thank all of you, first of all, for sticking with me, as I know so many of you are huge fans of John Davis, as am I. And as John's John of New channel explodes and takes up all of his time, well, a more empowered way to phrase that would be that John is giving all of his time and choosing to put his energy into his channel, John of New. And I fully support my friend, as you may have heard on our final episode as co-hosts last week. So I simply want to thank you for staying with me. And I hope that you will enjoy as much as I already have the conversations that are coming up on this season. I have already recorded a handful of interviews with some incredible people. And my plan for this podcast is to shift it into less about religion and dogma, but still maintaining that spirit of spirituality, because my belief is that everything that we do and who we are is spiritual. And as we put our energy toward being a good human being, being a force for good in the world, everything we do and everything we are reflects our spirituality. So I kept the name Spirit Cafe because it's still a spiritual podcast. And more than just religion or spirituality in practice, it's more about who we're being in our day-to-day lives, how we show up in the world, and how we choose to place our attention on how we're living and what we're cultivating in our experience. Now, I think most of you know at this point that I am a speaker, a coach, and a happiness trainer. I'm certified in the science, actions, and habits of happiness. And I want to share with you a little bit about why I believe that our happiness is our divine responsibility and how it ties in to this podcast of Spirit Cafe. When we are caught up in our misery, our unhappiness, our wishing and wanting for something different than the life we're experiencing, it's very hard to feel happy. And to use a metaphor, this is like filling your cup, or on the airplane. Who are you putting that oxygen mask on first? Yourself or the person next to you who is of need, a child or an elderly person? You have to put it on yourself first in order to be of service to the person next to you. And this is why our own personal happiness is so important. And so many of us think that we have to put other people before us. We're programmed this way. Even in church, I remember learning, growing up Catholic, that God comes first. I remember this catechism class one time where it was a list of priorities, right? It was God, family, I don't know, somebody else, and then maybe the individual self was in fourth place. Like, think about yourself fourth. But in fact, if you think about yourself fourth, then you're of no service to God or anybody else because you're depleted. So, in service of the world, in service of spirit, source, the yada yada, as I will still refer to it now and again, in spirit, in service of our family, our partners, our children, the work that we do for pay, or in for our hearts. Your happiness is vital and completely linked to the quality of service that you provide in this world. If you, like me, are a parent and you want to be able to fully show up in service and support and love of your children, yet you haven't had any sleep this week, or you're exceptionally stressed out because your relationship is struggling with your partner or your spouse, or at work there's a major issue, you're not wholly present. And you're not to blame. It's not to blame. It's to encourage you to take responsibility for your own self care first. Make yourself your priority. Fill your cup. Put that oxygen mask on so that you're serving from your overflow instead of the cup itself, right? You're not sharing your oxygen mask with the person next to you. You've got yours on so that you can breathe. And then it's easy for you to put it on them and to assist them and to serve them. But if you don't do that, it's half assed. Your happiness is your divine responsibility. This is why we're here. We're not here to get through, we're here to thrive. We're here in this human experience because we chose, in my belief, we chose to come here and have an experience and learn and grow. Are you committed to learning and growing? Are you devoted to your own self care so that you can serve your purpose this time around? Are you willing to do the work to be happy, joyful, and fulfilled? Because it does take a lot more effort than misery. If I wanted to be miserable, I would stay in bed a little longer, scroll through my Facebook when I wake up, eat Lucky Charms for breakfast, and then just go to whatever job pays me. But I choose instead to get up a little earlier, do my yoga or my other exercise, whatever I'm choosing to do in this particular day. It's usually yoga. And eat a healthy breakfast that supports me for several hours until I can eat another meal, and drink enough water and limit my caffeine. I like my cup of Java, you know I do, but not too much. Are you choosing your day with intention? Are you starting your day with intention? Are you creating a life that's lovable? Are you treating yourself as if you're worthy of a beautiful life, one of purpose, one of passion, one of happiness? And I hope that you are. So stick with me, kids, because we're going to have a really wonderful season. I've already talked to an expert teacher of meditation. I've already spoken to someone who teaches EFT, emotional freedom technique. And if you're a fan of my own channel, Tamara's Owner, over on YouTube, then you know I've talked about that quite a lot. It's one of my favorite tools, and I can't wait to share it with you. I've spoken to a life designer. She's amazing, and you're going to be so inspired by the way that she approaches designing your life. I've spoken to another EFT practitioner, but this one deals specifically with money and your relationship with money and the spiritual aspects of money. And oh my gosh, she was a fun conversation. We're going to have a really good time this season. So let me know what kinds of guests you'd like to see on Spirit Cafe. And if you my friends, my viewers, my listeners, if you have a story of perseverance, survival to thrival, uh, if you've overcome something and you're so damn proud of it, then reach out to me and let's get you on the show. This is not just my show now, it's our show. So let's create something beautiful together and build our community. So keep showing up for Spirit Cafe podcast. Keep showing up in service of your own soul. Keep showing up to fill your own cup and hear the conversations that inspire and uplift you, because nourishment isn't just about what we put into our bodies, but also what we put into our minds. So this podcast could be considered a healthy breakfast, a healthy lunch or dinner. It's nourishment for your spirit, for your soul, for your mind. I know that all those shows of intrigue and mystery and sometimes violence are interesting and entertaining. But my friends, they are not good for your mind. Consider how you feel after a week of digesting, I don't know. I don't watch a lot of TV, but like Breaking Bad, or I don't know, there was some show about zombies on some time ago, or even reading Harry Potter. Like, you absorb the moods of the people, of the characters that you are viewing or reading or listening to. And if what you're putting into your brain is negative, you're going to take that on. We have these fabulous neurons in our brain called mirror neurons, and we literally mirror in our brains what we're witnessing. So if you are around a lot of angry people, or you're watching a lot of angry shows, or listening to a lot of angry podcasts or books or news programs, it's like the worst offender, news programs, then you are going to take on more negativity and you're going to feel more negativity. But if you allow your brain to mirror positivity, encouragement, then guess what? You're going to feel more positive, more optimistic, more determined, more empowered, because that's what you're witnessing. So I encourage you to be mindful of your mental and emotional hygiene as much as you are about washing your hands during cold, flu, and COVID season, as much as you are about cleaning your kitchen counters, as much as you are about making sure your home is clean, your clothes are clean, your sheets are clean, your whatever. Don't forget what's inside. Your emotional and mental hygiene is just as, if not more so, important than that physical hygiene. Take care of your emotional body, take care of your mental body, take care of your spiritual body, so that you can serve all those people that you love in your life from your own overflow. And if you're stressed, if you're feeling overwhelmed, use your tools. You'll learn some here from all the many wonderful guests that we have and from me. All right, my friends, this is your short and sweet season 3 opener. I can't wait to take you along as we talk to the most incredibly inspiring people who have had their own experiences of adversity, and you get to hear how they overcame it and how they continue to consciously create their beautiful lives. And most of them are working in service of others. So thanks for being here. Leave your comments, please, and let me know what kinds of people you're interested in hearing from. And again, if you have a story to share, reach out to me. I am so grateful that you're here I'm so grateful for you liking and sharing or reviewing this podcast and helping me grow it to make a bigger ripple in this pond of life. I love you. I'm Tamara. Thank you for joining us on Spirit Cafe. Please leave all comments on our Spirit Cafe Facebook page or in the comments below our YouTube videos.